Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 12th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started shortly. So just give me a few moments to finish setting up this room, and we should be good to go in a few moments. One more things here to update. Looks good. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Looks like we're good to go. All right, so I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up the K2 SR zones right here. Hey, Fun Me, morning. Morning, Peter. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. So I'll give a few more minutes for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up the SRV2 zones. So we got one right there. I mean, the ones above here are pretty relevant, but let's mark them up anyways for now. All right, so it looks like we're good with these zones right there. Let me go ahead and mark up the overall direction as well. I gotta plug in this thing. A second. Corners here. All right, so I'm gonna go and take a look at the overall direction confluences. So let me go over here and take a look at the sentiment real quick. Sentiment is currently at 61% long. 61% long. Fundamentals are currently, let's see, currently 26 points in the red, so they're not very strong yet. Let's take a look at the trend now. Let's see, 4-hour trend is bearish. One-hour trend is neutral, bearish. 30-minute is bearish. 15-minute is also bearish. And the 10-minute is definitely bearish. So it looks like we have a bearish overall direction confluence for today. So it looks like we'll mostly be looking for sells today. So as I mentioned before, guys, I'm looking for SR rejection entries and V1 variation. So those are going to be the main two strategies I will be following. Those are the main two ones that I see working consistently over time and what have been most profitable for myself. So that's what we'll be looking for. One thing that I've been looking at as well are the V1s on the 10-minute. So they've been working pretty well. So I mean, mostly I've been looking at 1 minute and 10-minute over here, typically. They don't come up very often, but when they do, like for example, right here, this one was a V1. Actually, no, this wouldn't be because the trend meter down here is not red. You still have to trade in the direction of like where the bias is going. Like for example, right here, this was bullish, came down slightly. So I mean, this could have technically been, depending on what the overall bias was at the time, could have been similar, or a buy right here. But yeah, we're gonna look for, since we already have a low here, the next high low is gonna have to be a high here on the 10-minute. So we'll be looking for this to establish a high. And if it's a double body on top, we'll use that as a confluence to confirm, you know, direction of price and whatnot. We did have news this morning at 5:30. Let me check that real quick. So we had news over here at 5:30, which was positive, surprisingly. And I think that's all of the news for this morning. So we had news over here at 5:30 positive, and that's about it. Which obviously you can see, even though the news was positive, price came crashing down super heavily. So 5:30, US news. Positive. All right, guys, market's going to open in about 30 seconds. We have the overall direction right here. So we're going to look for a possible breakout for a sell. The only problem is that price is right at the sessions right here, right? So it's going to be a really difficult area to be entering some trades here, especially a breakout. If we do get a sell and it gets caught up right here at the sessions, you guys remembered yesterday, super messy when it got to the session. So we're going to try to be as conservative as possible, but we're going to be looking for a sell here overall. So, all right, guys, market is now open. So there goes, price drops down. Unfortunately, these sessions is right there. You can see price touching it. So if this becomes the daily entry, I will mark it up. However, I'm not going to be taking it because it's right at the sessions. I'll be marking it up just to follow it. If I want to make a late entry, say for like the last 100 pips or so, possibly make an entry for that. But I'm probably not going to enter right away if it does close with a strong red candle, which would confirm the breakout entry in the direction of our buys here. Also, this candle is just way too big. So you might have to wait for some possible retracement. The good thing about this, though, is if price stays below the zone over here, we can have a possible entry for a SR rejection. So I'll see if we get an SR rejection off this. If we get an SR rejection down here, I will be taking it as a SR rejection entry. So it's not an SR rejection entry yet. Let's see how far it can drop. Looks like this daily is going to hit its TP. We'll see. I'm not going to FOMO into it just yet. Would have been nice though. 100 pips. So it's too late to get the last push of the breakout. If you guys took the breakout, it just hit full TP right here. As a breakout marked up earlier. The main reason we didn't take it was because it was right at the sessions. If you guys remembered yesterday, it had the same setup, but it hit stop loss yesterday. So we didn't take it yesterday. I didn't take it today because it's too risky to take. But if you guys did take the breakout right here for 500 pips, it did hit its full TP. So full TP for the breakout. Yesterday wasn't so smooth, but today went straight down. Looking for it to retrace up slightly so that we can possibly get a SR rejection off this structure right here. So there goes a full TP off the breakout. Next thing we're looking for next thing I can kind of look for would be, this is right through the sessions again. So unfortunately, no 3-minute daily is available right there. Nothing on the 10. I'm just going to leave these up for right now. This was news price from yesterday. Let's see if price bounces off it. So typically it will respect the previous news prices, but we'll see where it ends up right here. I'm still looking for any possible V1s or SR rejections. So I'm basically waiting for it to retrace back slightly, provide a wick rejection off the structure, and continue down further from there. So go ahead and just take this off to clean up the charts a little bit. Keep watching to see if there's any other entries here. We'll go to the clean chart over here. I'm going to mark up these high lows. So that you guys can identify market structure here. All right. So price is in a pretty big range right now. All right, we have the wick rejection right here, but we need a moderate red candle in order for us to take the entry here. It doesn't look like we'll be getting it. We'll see if it comes down in the next 20 seconds or so. If it closes down as a moderate red candle, this would technically be a SR rejection entry. It doesn't look like it's going to happen though. The candle here is too big. This is fine if it pushes up slightly. We typically just want it to stay below the zone right here. Okay, so no entry there, of course. We can keep following it here. If this closes as a moderate red candle, then we can take this as well for an SR rejection. But at the moment, nothing for now. Does not look like it's going to come back down. Price now came up and touched the sessions over here. So no entry there. It's going to be an obvious red flag. We don't take any trades when price touches the sessions up there. And there it goes, price swings back up. So as you guys can see, there's no clear direction here. Price comes up and touches the opening price. There's no clear direction because price has just returned back to open. Price initially faked out down here, swung right back up. At this point, two scenarios can play out. Now that price is above here, price can either do a full-on reverse and confirm this as the actual direction, or price can fake out and come right back down, right? Two different scenarios here. What I'm looking for is for price to come back down. I'm expecting another fake out and a swing right back down. But as you guys can see, there's literally no direction here since market open. So I'm going to go over here and mark up opening price. It's basically just coming back to the range up here. As you can see closer, prices, it's just in a huge range right now. From this high down to this low. Now price is above it. Price may fake out and come back down. I'm going to mark up opening price right here so that you guys can see how market movement has happened since market open. As you can see at 6:30, price dropped heavily, then it faked out, came right back up. This can be another fake out, and price may pull back into the range right here. So got that marked up at 6:30, 7 o'clock right here, and 8 o'clock right here. We'll see where price ends up going as it continues to progress through today's session. So no clear direction here at all. If price continues to push up, then that may be the direction. What you want to look out for here is if price pushes up, the main thing is that price does not come back below opening price. If it stays above this area and continues to push up higher, then the direction is going to be bullish for the day. However, if it comes back and breaks below the opening price right here, then we're definitely still in a ranging market for today. It looks like price is trying to correct back to news price. So it looks like the target price point right here was the sessions price, already hit the sessions right there. And our next target price point is going to be the news price over here. It seems like a lot of people are reacting to the news price later as the market is open. News came out pre-market at 5:30, market opened at 6:30, and it was positive news. So it was news came out at 5:30, price has been dropping since then. Now it is correcting back up to news price right here. So we'll see where price goes here. If price ends up pushing up higher, we may have some K2SR rejections on the way up to this target price point. This right here would technically be an entry if it did close as a moderate green candle. However, it is touching the sessions, so it's going to mark it invalid. So we need price to stay above this area if we are looking for a SR rejection entry to the upside. This is also a V1 right here, but it's right at the session. So unfortunately, we have two entries here, two possible entries. SR rejection, because if price was bullish, it would be an SR rejection. Also, we have a double body right here. So this would technically be a V1. However, it's right at the session, so we can't take the trade here. Also, I think the candle's too big. So I'll mark it up. I'm not taking this trade here. I'm just showing you guys that it is a V1. However, the candle here is too big, huge red flag. It's at the sessions and the candle here is too big. Typically, in order for you to take this entry right away, you have to make sure that the candle is not bigger than the stop loss. Stop loss here is smaller than the candle. So it's not going to be an entry that we can take. But if this was valid and there's no red flags, this would be an actual entry for a V1 variation. I know the trend meter here is not red, but the overall bias is bearish here, right? But this is another red flag. You know, bias is bearish. You obviously want to look for sells here. But the main things here that you want to focus on are going to be these horizontal lines. Whenever price touches these horizontal lines, it gives it up for manipulation, because price can really go either way. It becomes a 50-50% trade if you trade anywhere where the sessions are at. And you can see right here, it looks like it might be hitting its TP. Here, let's see. Patricia said, Sean, we don't want the high on the green candle on a V1. If you're looking for a sell, the high doesn't really matter. Patricia, for the V1, for the V1, it doesn't matter which candle has the high on it. It just has to be a double bottom. It can be before it or it can be after it. Sorry, I was getting confused with that one and the SR rejection. But yeah, that is that's the requirements for the specific strategy. And this one right here, so you can see the V1 here did hit full TP. It did come close to stop loss because, as you can see, it does become an area of manipulation. Got a fake out right here, but then it came right back down, hit its full TP. So unfortunately, no entry for us here. In order for us to have another V1, we need a low to be established. There's a low right here. So we can possibly get another V1 at some point. You can see price is now faking out and not reaching its original target. You can see on the clean chart over here, it's actually pulling back into the zone over here. It's the same setup as yesterday. If you guys remember yesterday, this is exactly what was happening. Price faked out to the bottom. It pulled back into the range. It faked out to the top, pulled back into the range, and just kept faking out all throughout the day. So we'll see right here if price ends up continuing pushing up or if it drops down lower. My preference is that price pulls back below. Price can push up and then come back down. But for the most part, I'm looking for it to come down because our overall bias here is for a sell, right? So long-term bias over here, retail sentiment is still at 61%. Fundamentals now are 27 points in the green. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it as is because it's not below or above 100. Looking at the news over here, let's take a look at the indices. To stocks waver as investors weigh inflation data potential for higher rates. Yeah, no, exactly. When the Fed speaks later today, they're going to give their updates. Obviously, I think the rates are probably going to go up at least, a couple more points or partial points. But with that said, I mean, all of the indices here are bullish right now. They're not very strong, but they're all currently up 23 points or 28 points, 6 points, and 23 points for Russell 2K. I just won. Russell 2K up 1 point, NASDAQ up 23 points, S&P up 6 points, and the Dow up 28 points. But I don't see that holding very much. If price pulls back below opening price, then I see all the indices turning red. Again, right here, another test of the sessions. See if price ends up pushing up higher. All right. So I'm looking at this right here. As long as price doesn't come down and touch the sessions over here, which it didn't yet, close to it, but not yet. This could be a possible SR rejection entry. I know it's against the overall directional bias, but this would still fit the criteria for a buy here. So we got about 30 seconds left on this candle. You got to make sure that it's a pretty clear moderate candle, right? You can't be like a last 5-second candle, because you guys have seen before in the past, at the last 5 seconds, this thing could just spike super quickly. Also, you got to make sure that the candle here is not too big. So this is as far as it can go with regard to closing. If this does close proper, target price point is going to be news price up there. So it does not look like this candle is going to close as a moderate red candle, which it does not. So it's not a moderate candle at all. Definitely no entry off that. This is why you have to wait, because if you don't wait until like the last second, you might enter a little early, and then at the last second, it'll be an invalid candle. So again, no entry there. This following candle, again, no entry, because this candle is actually touching the sessions right there. Another red flag. I'll put the red flags over here for the people who are not familiar with it, but I mean, most of you guys should be familiar with the red flags. So a lot of people have been asking me what I'm going to be working on in the next, whatever's the next move here for Kodi trades. I'm going to be creating a masterclass, guys, and revamping the course, where my main focus is going to be on 2 strategies. I think the main focus is going to be on the variation V1 for directional markets and the SR rejection for consolidating ranging markets, because that's all you really need. I know that we have a lot of strategies here and you guys have the option to trade whatever you want, but the problem is we get a lot of new traders who don't know which one to focus on. And I think those are the main 2 to focus on. So I'm going to create a new masterclass, and I'm going to revamp the courses so that there's a main focus on, those 2 strategies. So if you guys want to master those, it's going to be pretty simple for you guys to really pick it up. All right, we have this candle here coming down. We got about 20 seconds left on the candle. And the thing with those 2 strategies is that they work all year round. So you can pretty much just focus on those 2 and do pretty well just applying those 2 strategies. All right, so price is coming back down right here. Another fake out as it came up and it swung right back down. There's no V1 here though. All right, so price is coming back down right here. Not really much going on. Let me go back to the 4 hours, see what the bias is looking like. It's still bearish. 60 minutes still neutral. 30-minute is now bullish, it looks like. Go back to the 1 hour. 1 hour is just regular neutral. All right, so the trend might be changing. I mean, the 30-minute right here is changing as well. 15-minute is still bearish. 10-minute is still bearish as well. All right, so back to the 1 minute over here. So it's starting to change a little bit. As you guys can see, the 30-minute is now bullish. If price continues to push up higher, this will obviously change. But right now, it's a bit of a mixed bag. So if it's mixed like this is fine. You can still take trades in whatever direction. For the SR rejection. For the variations, though, you have to be very careful about which ones you decide to take, right? Because for the variations, you definitely want to have a direction. It's a directional strategy. For the SR rejection, it doesn't matter too much because you can trade it both ways. It's meant for these ranging type markets. So main focus here would be the SR rejection. Secondary focus would be the V1s if we can get an overall bias. So for example, here, if price comes back below opening price right here, we get a negative fundamentals. 1 hour turns bearish, 30-minute turns bearish, everything stays bearish. If that's the case, then we will be shifting to a sell for V1s and for SR rejections. But for right now, we're only focusing on SR rejections. There's no overall direction. They're a bit mixed at the moment. Just gonna put yesterday here so that we're aware. We typically don't leave the previous day's horizontal lines on the chart, but these are still here from yesterday, so I'm just going to leave them on there for now. Then we'll see how price reacts to them as they come down. As price comes down, if they don't touch them, then I'll just delete them. But here we go. As price pulls right back to the range, right? It was a fake out above, fake out below, and here we are back at the range. Let me mark up opening price here so that we can remember where it's at. And as you guys can see right here, if price pulls back down to opening price, you can see that price did not move any direction at all. Price came down first, pushed up, faked out, came back down, and it's back to opening price. So I just gotta be patient and wait for this to provide us with a quality entry. No quality entries right now. I mean, no entries at all in general. So this right here would technically be a V1, but it's right at the sessions again, unfortunately. And it would have hit full TP right there. So as you guys can see, these V1s are hitting. This is why I focus on the V1s for directional movements, and I focus on the SR rejections for the consolidation phases. So again, another full TP right there. You can see this is a double body. There was a low here. This was a low. The candle next to it was a double body. Trend meter over here is green. It was bullish. The overall bias just wasn't bullish though. So that's why it's a little risky to take these types of trades here. The logic behind the V1 on the 1 minute is that price moves in swings, right? So if you get a high here, price is likely to swing down at least a little bit. If you get a low here, price is at least going to swing up a little bit, right? High here, swing down a little bit. Low here, swing up a little bit. So you're basically looking to scalp these 100 pip moves within these swings, because if you measure the swings here, the swings typically go for at least 100 pips, right? You can measure this right here. And this is how small 100 pips is, right? This is literally how small is it. If you catch every high, every low, every high, every low, you can catch really good profits on these 1 minute time frames. So just keep an eye out for it. I try to make things make sense. That's like the biggest goal here, because with a lot of other trading strategies out there, not Kodi Kai strategies, because I make things as simple as possible. A lot of people try to confuse people a lot, so it's like impossible to finally get it. For this here, there's like 2 different strategies that we focus on, and they almost always hit. You just got to watch out for certain areas like this, these red flags. If this sessions wasn't here, I would have taken the trade. because would have lined up, would have been good, would have been a full TP. Let's see if there's anything else here. Let's go to the 3-minute real quick. You know, actually, this wouldn't have been the entry because this was on the opening candle. The entry actually would have been right here for a sell because it would have been a counter trend trade. So this would have been a counter trend trade, and it would have been a win right there for the 3-minute. For the 5-minute today, this is kind of tricky. Because the trend was bullish here, but it was right at the sessions. Also, candle's too big. So it probably would have been skipped, like literally at the sessions. Yeah, you would have stopped out. So for today, the breakout was good. The 5-minute over here was not good. 3-minute over here was good if you're doing the counter trend trade. This over here would have been tricky though, because the 3-minute here would have been bearish. And this one over here was technically bearish. It was just bullish on this one candle here, which could have been a manipulated push. You can see right here, it's back to red. It was red completely. Just this one candle here shot up so heavily that it turned green and it turned back to red. So a little bit of some tricky entries there. One thing that I'll be looking for here on the 10-minute is a V1 for a sell. So if I see a V1 over here for a sell, I will probably take it either for the full move or the partial move. We already have a high though, so you have to wait for another high to establish. Back to the 1-minute over here. If this closes as a moderate green candle, this would be a possible entry for an SR, and we need that buy signal there as well, which it doesn't look like we're going to get. No. So no entry there. Again, right here, price cannot touch the sessions, which it just did. What we're looking for here for a buy is we're looking for a moderate green candle with a wick rejection off the structure. I'll put the requirements here for the SR rejection. So we're looking for a buy here. Reason for the buy is because the trend meter is currently green, right? That's going to be your main catalyst to look for buys or look for sells. If it's green, look for buys. If it's red, look for sells. Since it's green down here right now, you want to identify a bottom wick rejection off the K2SR zone. In order to get that, we need price to be above the zone, or if you want to test this zone down here, that's perfectly fine as well with a moderate green candle. That's going to be the main thing we're looking for. Typically, if we're going to get a moderate candle, it'll probably have a momentum signal with it. So it's going to knock out 2 requirements with 1 candle. Second, you just want to confirm the trend, which we did. It's currently green right now. So we'll see where this goes, but I mean, there's not really much going on. Price is kind of just going back and forth. If you go over here, this is a clean chart. You can see price is not really doing much at all. It's attempting to swing back into this area, but with that said, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the markups here, just to give you a better picture of current market structure. Now that I've cleaned it up, you guys can see that there's now a tighter range right here. Right, price is just ranging down this middle area right here. The bigger range is right here, but you have that smaller range within it. So you got the big range and then you got the small range. The main thing to look out for here, like this is going to be the critical thing to look for, is if price comes back below opening price right here. If price comes back below opening price, there can be a possible switch back to the downside. There hasn't been any clear direction here because price is just ranging back and forth. So this would be an area to look out for. If you see this here, then price is going to be coming down further for a full-on reversal or a correction, I guess, because this was the initial direction. Initial direction was down. Price faked out up here, and then now it's trying to come back down, but it's not having much luck, you know, making its way all the way back down there. So we'll see where that goes. This is going to be a key thing as well. If price does make its way down, you can see there's liquidity sitting right here. So if price does make its way to this area, it might just blast right through here. So it's a couple things to look at, a couple things to keep in mind. Now that we're back up here, we're again looking for an SR rejection entry. I'm gonna go and adjust this a little bit. This price is pushed out a little bit. High. There goes low. All right. So we're now looking at this candle right here. I was looking for it to close as a moderate green candle. If it does close as a moderate green candle, this would technically be an SR rejection, but we got about 20 seconds left on this candle here. See how it closes. We got about 15 seconds. Doesn't look like it's going to close. Five seconds. Definitely not going to take this candle here. The next candle may possibly be the candle we're looking for. Okay. So again, right here, another attempt. We have the wick rejection off the structure. If we get a moderate green candle here, this would technically be an entry for an SR rejection scalp. If that happens, target price point is going to be news price from this morning. So if this closes as a moderate green candle, I will be taking it for an SR rejection scalp. It's got to make sure that it actually closes as an obvious, moderate candle. It can't be bouncing around like how it is right now. Got about 20 seconds left on this candle. Still a lot of time. Got about 15 seconds left on the candle. If it gets down to like 5 seconds and it's not a moderate green candle, I'm not going to be risking it on this trade. So we got a few moments here. I'm looking at an MT4 and I'm in the position. So let me see where it's at. There might be another one right after it. So we hit my full TP already, full TP off that SR rejection scalp. If you guys took it, great, straight full TP right there. Possibly another one right here, but the candle looks like it may be too big. Yeah, this candle's too big. So I couldn't take that one. I did take the first one over here. Hopefully you guys caught it because I made it as clear as possible. I literally told you guys like 30 seconds before, if this lined up, I was going to take it, and it did. And full TP off that. Nice, Patrick caught it. If you guys have profits on it, feel free to post it up. I'm going to post up my profits here as well. So it doesn't get much as easy as that. I marked it up, we identified it, we waited for it, played out perfect, and made a full TP off that. So where's my phone at? Great work, guys. What I'll do first here is I'll just take a picture of my, because I don't want to miss any other trades here. It doesn't look like we're going to get one, but I'm still going to just take a picture of it. Figure it's easier. Take a screenshot of it. Let me just use my actual camera. That's iPhone. That was so blurry. All right. So there are my profits so far. I'm still looking for another entry here. Target price point still hasn't been hit yet, which is going to be news price. But there are my profits so far for the day. All right. So that's where I'm currently at right now. This is my FTMO number 1, FTMO number 2, my personal account, Hinko Trade, MFF1, MFF2, MFF3, and my TFF down here. So pretty solid. Looking for another entry here. I think the wick on top was too big for this one. 140 pips. Yeah, it's a little too big. Would have hit TP though, so it would have been nice, but unfortunately we couldn't take that trade there. We're getting close to the news price up here, so does not look like we're going to be able to take an entry right here. I mean, this would fit the criteria, but it's so close to news price that we're probably not going to take it. Yeah, because the news price is a red flag. Nice where Jonathan got it. Ross got that profit earlier. Solid work, guys. So good profits for today so far. I'll take my individual profits right now as well. So I'll mark this up. If it closes, I'll mark it up, but I'm probably not going to take this one because, I mean, obvious reasons, right? A news price, which is a red flag. Yeah, so this right here would have been another entry. It looks like it would have went straight to TP, came up, triggered the news price, and then it came right back down. So unfortunately, we missed like one entry there, which we couldn't take because of obvious reasons, but would have been nice. Would have been a good entry. Right, here is my main account. My FTMO number 2. All right, some slippage on my second FTMO, but it's okay. It happens. Slippage on my TFF as well. I think all my MFFs are different profits, so I actually got to screenshot each one of them. Slippage on my MFFs were actually in my favor today. That's good. And go trade. And I currently have a runner running for my personal Hugo's Way account. On my Hugo's Way account, I just trade XRP on there. I'm doing XRP long-term push. Just at long-term holds. I mean, it's not really much, but it's like bouncing around a lot right now. It was in profit yesterday, and then it came down a little bit, and then now it's kind of just stuck. Yeah, Ross is asking if this was a V1. Yes, it was a V1 right here, actually, for a sell. The only problem is that it was right at the news price right here. So it would have triggered the red flag. But yes, you are correct. This is a V1 right there, double body. So this would have been a V1 right back down. This is kind of where you can use these hand in hand, right? So if we're looking for buys here, we can look at the K2SR rejection, and then as price comes back down, because the overall bias is still a sell. So if the overall bias is still a sell, you can catch trades in both directions. You can catch the directional, or you can catch the ranging push, and then you can catch the actual directional correction right after. So you guys see here why I'm using those two strategies. It's starting to make sense now, right? One is for direction, one is for sideways movement. So if markets moving sideways, we'll make profits that way. If price moves back in correction, because we do expect price to come back down, we can use the V1s. So you can basically tie in the SR rejection with a V1. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Let's take a little screenshot of that too. Okay, I got a lot of profits posted up, guys. So let me just post them up real quick. Yeah, this is probably gonna flood your guys' thing, but all my accounts have different profits, so I can't just take a screenshot of one. I gotta take a screenshot of all of them. So these are all my accounts that are currently running right, or that I'm using right now. Let's see. So here are my profits right here for the day so far. Here's my main account. You can see the green strip. So that hit my full TP, locked in 1,080. Here is my FTMO copier, locked in 880. Some slippage right there, not in my favor, but it's okay. Here is my TFF, locked in 1,912. Some slippage there as well. My MFF number 1, locked in 2,620. MFF number 2, 2,610. My third MFF, 2,500 right here. And then my personal account, you can see it says Henko trade, locked in 42.72 right here. Same trades, just copying to all my accounts. And then this is my Hugo's Way account. I started this account with like 200 bucks. So I started 200 bucks, not like 856. You know, I just put like 200 bucks in the market. I was like, whatever, I'm gonna buy some XRP, and I just let it run. So I'm taking this trade right here right now. It's a bit of some slow movement, but eventually, you know, break out at some point. If you guys are wondering why I took the trade, I can't remember why I took the trade. I had something drawn up here. I just established this as a support, I think. So I kind of just took the trade when I was around this area. And I think I was looking for a V1 somewhere. I can't remember where. Oh, yeah. So I was looking for a V1 here. This technically, or this is like a V3, but I got in at a late entry down here. His price pulled back a bit, but I was expecting to push up a little bit higher. So I'm just looking for these dips in XRP. When I see these dips, I just enter and then I hold them for a long-term hold. Well, I guess not super long-term, but enough to at least double or triple my profit. And then I move stop loss and profit. There's another SR. Oh, sorry, I missed this one right here. Just want to make sure I need to analyze it fully, make sure everything is cool. It's too last minute of a move here. Oh, actually, there's no buy signal. Okay, sorry. That's what I was looking for. There's no buy signal here for the SR rejection. We would need that in order for us to take this entry here. So we'll see this next one here. But yeah, these are my profits, and this is my XRP hold right here. So update this. Yeah, Jonathan said, I see why you only need one trade a day. Yeah, if you guys have multiple accounts with, you know, different funding companies, they add up. Like you guys can see here that all my profits here add up pretty heavily. Even if you just take one trade, or even if you have like a few accounts, you don't have to have like 5 accounts like I do, or 6 accounts, however many accounts I have. You know, one of these profits right here, like if your main account was making 2,000 for a day, that's pretty solid. But if you add up all of my profits here, 2,190, 2,090, 42.72, 2,500, 26.20, 26.10, 19.12. You can see how much I made off just a couple of trades today. So just keep that in mind, guys. You know, keep your mind on the long-term goal. Like for me, it's all repetition. I do the same thing every day, take the same types of trades. If I take 1 or 2 trades a day, it adds up to a lot of profit. Typically, one trade will give you 1,000 if you hit the full TP. So, you know, you do that times 5, it adds up pretty quickly. And like personally, if you pass the FTMO, you can pass 2 FTMOs, right? So you should never limit yourself to your potential. Let's see, we got a couple more profits over here to go over. I'm still looking at the charts, guys, so don't worry. I'm not distracted right now. I'm still looking for another entry here. Oh, there's actually a V1 right here on the I think this is the one that you were talking about, Ross, right? On the 10-minute. I don't know if you were talking about the 10-minute or the one, because there was a V1 on both. So there's actually a V1 right here. The only problem with this here is that the candle's kind of big. But you know, price may come down, so I'll use this as a guidance to follow up on any entries here on the 1 minute. So it looks like we might be shifting to a sell here, if that's the case. I just gotta wait for the trend meter over here to change. If the 10-minute is for a sell, odds are the 1 minute is going to follow. So this right here is looking like a sell. I just need to see the trend meter over here change to red. Once it changes to red, we can start looking for sells here because we have a lot of space here to trade as it goes back to open, like what Rick is looking for. So target price point here is back to open, just like what Rick said, because price already came up and hit the target price point earlier. I mentioned news price. It rejected directly off it with the V1, which is a reversal pattern. And with this reversal pattern, target price point next is going to be opening price here. As you guys can see, these horizontal lines act as a magnet, basically. So you can see how price is kind of just magnetizing towards like these horizontal lines. Let's see, Maria said, but there's a session right there. Let me check. Oh, you were correct. Yeah, there's a session right here. Thanks, Maria. I don't know how I turn that off, but there is a session right there. So even if price does come back below here, we won't be able to take a sell yet. So yeah, thanks for that catch right there, Maria. I don't understand why like the session sometimes closes. I never close it myself. I might like accidentally click it, I guess, but there was a sessions right there. So the target price point is actually, well, actually it already tested the sessions. It went from right here, news price, down to the sessions right here. And now it's kind of just ranging around this area. This right here was an SR rejection, but I think the candle is too big. Yeah, it's just a little too big. Another possible one right here. The last 10 seconds left. Yeah, this one right here was the candle was just too big, John. Would have been okay. This right here, the wick on top is too big, so it's not a moderate green candle. You can measure the top over here. The top's about 120 pips. Body is 100 pips. So this one right here does not fit the criteria. All right, let me go and look over everyone's profits here because I didn't show you guys everyone's profits yet. So let me just scroll up real quick. So Al over here locked in a total profit of 2,333. Nice work, Al. Dejan over here locked in 56 profit off that scalp earlier. Solid profit right there, Dejan. And Nelly over here as well, currently at 2,713. Nice work, Nelly. Patrick over here currently up 1,370. Great work, Patrick. Caught that with us earlier. Scotty over here currently up 1,190. So a lot of you guys made some pretty good profit off that scalp we took together. Off the SR rejection. Here's my profits, as you guys can see, 2,100, 2,000, 1,900, 2,500, 2,600, and 2,610. Plus my personal account 42 and my XRP position $7. TCY over here said still can't figure out breakout candle for a loss. What? Weird. So TC over here got a loss off the breakout, but the breakout had no drawdown. That's weird. Yeah, the breakout was right here. It had literally zero drawdown, and it went straight to profit target. Yeah, unless your spread was too wide, but I don't really see that because it went straight to TP unless it entered late, because that might have been the thing too. Some more profit over here from Jonathan. So Jonathan here locked in 650. Nice. Great work, Jonathan. Patricia over here as well. She said she's done for the day, she thinks. Locked in a total profit of 1,512. Great work, Patricia. All right, guys. So you guys are doing pretty solid so far. And Melvin over here as well. Nice work, Melvin. Good work on the recovery right here. Looks like you took a loss up there, but then you made it right back. So total profit of 3,550. Pretty solid wins right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wins and 1 loss. Nice. Great work, guys. It's all about consistency. If you guys can do this every day, whether it be 1,000 profit, 2,000 profit, 3,000 profit, if you guys can do that every single day, you guys have to look at the long-term goal. Because I see a lot of people make profit with us here on the live, but then they lose it all right after because they want to trade on their own. But realistically, guys, if you do the math, so if you just make 1,000 a day, right? Realistically, like in a normal job, or normal person will probably make like, what is it, like 30 bucks a day? That's actually a lot. So 30 bucks a day times 8, because you work 8 hours a day, that's 240. If you're making 1,000 a day trading for like 30 minutes in the morning, you're making, what is that, like more than triple what you would make, or more than quadruple what you'd make at a normal job. So if you think about it, if you're making 240 a day times 5 days a week, that's 1,200, right? Times 4 weeks in a month, that's 4,800 a month, times 12, that's 57,000 a year. If you make 1,000 a day, this is what I'm going to show you, like the difference of looking at it at this type of stage. So you make 1,000 a day times 5, that's 5,000 a week, times 4 weeks in a month, that's 20,000 a month, times 12. You're making more than double, or way more than double, like quadruple what you'd make at a normal job. So guys, if you guys can be consistent and just lock in 1,000, even if you lock in a loss, like Melvin over here locked in a loss, but he still made profit on it, right? If you guys can do that, and if your goal is $1,000 a day, or even $500 a day, you guys can really make a career out of trading. So just remember to look at it from a long-term perspective. That's why for me, I take 1 or 2 trades a day and I'm good. If I make 1,000 a day, this is how much I'd be making. Obviously, I'm making more than 1,000 because I have multiple accounts, but this is like easily attainable. Like you can easily make 6 figures if you just have control over yourself, because a lot of people don't have self-control and they don't have the trade psychology to really last in this long term. All right, so back to the charts over here, guys. I'm still looking over here for a buy. Looking at this candle right here. This looks like a moderate green candle, but the problem with this here is that the candle may be too big. So this is as far as it can go. Anything higher than that, the candle might be a little too big. It's got about 10 seconds left on the candle. It's got about 5 seconds. It's too late. I'm not going to take the trade. So that should be the threshold, guys. If you guys are looking for an entry, wait until like maybe the 5 or 7 second. If it's not like if it doesn't look like a solid candle, then skip it, because at the last second, price can easily just shift on you. Yeah, there was a pending buy signal on that, Alex, but it went away. That's why I had it pushed up here, because if price was to go up to this area right here, the buy signal would have closed, but it didn't. So that's where my threshold would have been. Whenever you guys have like a buy signal like that, you can just drop your TP stop loss to the point where the signal looks like it'll turn on. Because if it was on at that point, then you could have just entered it, but obviously no signal there. So on to the next one right here. Let's see if this next one closes with we have a wick rejection. We need a moderate green candle and we need a buy signal. So, but the moderate and buy signal part will be hand in hand. It'll probably line up at the same thing. So not too big of a deal there. If you guys have more profit to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we will continue looking for another trade here as you move forward. All right. Here goes, price makes its way back down. So here's the 10-minute, it's still running. This is the V1 from earlier. Let's see if I get a partial move from here. Let's see if price pushes down lower. Price is right at the sessions, right? Or it broke through the sessions and it's dropping down a little lower from that point. Yeah, I freaking FOMO'd into, sorry guys, I FOMO'd into that move right there. And I logged in $10. I don't understand how that happened. The slippage is crazy on that one. They gave me a $10 profit. Yeah, I shouldn't have FOMO'd into that. I literally FOMO'd into that move there. I saw it dropping right here and I was like, oh man, it's gonna hit the last 10 pips or 100 pips. And then I hit it, I hit my sell, and then for whatever reason, the the slippage is so bad that it gave me $10 profit. Let's see where I'm at. Yo, the slippage on that was crazy. Let me check my accounts. I can't tell on the single one. So this is not an account, obviously, but just want to see what I locked in off that because the slippage is pretty crazy. It's just too volatile. Whenever the market's super volatile, guys, you're gonna get some slippage. It's a given. Let's see what else we got here. 1 minute. There's still no entries for us to take. So TFF. I don't know. I don't. You guys like when you guys see my profits right now. You guys are gonna be like, "What the hell happened?" The all right, so I got that there. The slippage on this was crazy. This, like all my accounts, my MFF gave me negative. Of course, it gave me negative. Negative $40, not very much, but still negative. Annoying. Yeah, my other MFF, same thing. Negative 40. Obviously, they executed late. Just a negative $40, not a big deal. All right, here we go. As price pushes back up. My other MFF gave me $60 profit. And then my Hinko gave me negative $9. So this is like, I mean, you guys will see the slippage here. The slippage here this is some crazy slippage. Let me just take a screenshot of this too. I'll take a picture of my thing again. All right, so this is where my account's sitting, and then I'll show you the individual profits shortly. All right, so we have a possible entry right here. The candle's too big though, so we can't take this. It's an SR entry, but in order for us to take it, needs to be down here at max, and we're not going to get the buy signal there. The buy signal will come if it closes up here. So it's fine if we get a buy signal, and then the next one could be the possible entry. All right, we'll follow this one right here. But anyways, these are my profits so far across the accounts. You go and post to my individuals now so that you guys can see. All right, so the slippage on this move here, it was a FOMO trade. I shouldn't have taken it, but I hopped in because I wanted the last 100 pips over here off this 5-minute or 10-minute V1. So basically, I hopped in at the very last second. Its price spiked down right here, and it spiked down too fast and pulled back up where not all the accounts could copy it properly. We have another possible entry right here, guys. We got to wait for the buy signal though. No buy signal, so no entry off that. But anyways, let me show you the profits off that right here. So on my main account, you can see I locked in $10, right? So I locked in $10, total profit 2,200. My FTMO copier gave me 110. So some big slippage right here. But here's where the huge slippage happened, my TFF. So my TFF actually gave me 1,000 profit. That's a huge difference, right? It went from 10 bucks to 1,000 bucks. So huge difference in slippage right there. My MFF here, of course, they would give me negative. I was not surprised. They gave me negative 40 right here, negative 40 right here, but then they gave me a plus 60 right here. These are all three MFF accounts. So, I mean, whatever, it is what it is. I'm already used to MFF screwing me, so not a big deal. And then here's my my personal account. It's only $9. So there's some slippage there, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that shows them. And there's an entry right here, guys, for no, never mind, the candle's too big. So the candle here was a little, I mean, it's like just a little too big. But me being strict with my requirements, I'm not going to take the trade. That'd have been a good trade too. Because it looks like it's pushing back up to, and it did hit full TP, pushing back up to news price right there. I should have just taken it, but it's all good. I already got a taste of my FOMO right there off this small loss. Just being a little careful. Dijon took it. He said he got $1 off it. Yeah, I mean, if you guys took it, great. If not, no biggie. We're gonna wait for the next one. This is still not a directional market, guys. If you guys can see here, the market is not moving directional at all. I mean, it's still a mess. It's kind of moving directional, I guess, but not as directional as, you know, as you would want it to be. All right, so that would have been a full TP right there if you took it. If you didn't, it's okay. I didn't take it myself. It's just too risky of a trade. It was a last minute trade, last second trade. But it was like right there. It was like slightly, like the candle slightly past it by maybe like a pip or so, a couple pips. Kenny's asking, hey Sean, what is SKT? SKT? What do you mean, Kenny? Where'd you see that at? SKT. Did I put that somewhere? Sorry, Kenny, I'm not sure what you're referring to. SKT. I don't think there's SKT here. Kenny. There's the HKT. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, HKT is the broker. It's Henko Trade. Yeah, I think you might have just misspelled it. Now you're good, Kenny. I was like, what's SKT? I thought you're getting like a scam email from somebody because I did have another email. Initially, when I was changing when I was rebranding, I was gonna call the company SKT Trades because there's gonna be my name added to it, but that didn't work. So I thought that's what you were talking about, Kenny. But yeah, HKT is the broker. It's called Henko Trade. The only reason I use two different brokers now is because I have one for long-term trades on Hugo's Way. I don't want to eat into that margin. So I just have one account for US30 and then have another account for these long-term crypto trades. XRP over here. It's just going to keep, I'm basically just holding it. I don't really have a stop loss. I just have this drawn up right here, but I don't have a stop loss. I'm just letting it run. It's a long-term hold. You know, if I blow the account, whatever it is, what it is, I started with 200 bucks. It's now up to like almost 1,000. So that account's already been, I mean, I could just withdraw the 200 and then now it's break even. Everything else is profit from there. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. There's a possible V1 right here, but it's getting close to news price. So there's a V1 right here. It's too late. I'm gonna hold off on it. It's too late for me to enter this trade. And then it hit full TP. I just noticed it was a V1. So this is what we call a V1 continuation, guys. This is something that Maddie came up with. It's just I mean, this was like the original version of applying the and it was also an SR rejection. You're right, Patrick. Yeah, maybe you can make a late entry so it doesn't look like it hit full TP yet. Let me see if I can get into here. So I got into it right here. Let me see for it. Right. Let me see. Trying to get into it. Trying to wait for it to come back to opening price to make my entry. Because it looks like it technically didn't hit full TP yet. And it's pushing up there. I got into it right when it got back to open and it hit my full TP. So I locked in some more slippage off that move there. So I got this trade here, guys. If you guys hop in with me late, I basically just waited for it to come back to the opening price because it didn't hit TP yet. It actually pulled back a little bit and then it pushed up. And the reason why I took this for a trade was because I saw the V1 here. That was already one hint to take the trade, right? That was one entry. And then Patrick confirmed that it was also an SR rejection. So I was like, okay, this is like two trades in one. So with that said, it's got to hit. So that's why when it pulled down right here, I told you guys I was going to enter as it pushed up. It filled my order. It only gave me 770, so some slippage there, but it did hit. So yeah, and this one over here was another SR reject. So was two SR entries right here, another one right there. Unfortunately, I missed this one. It was blasting through news price, so I would have skipped it, but this one over here did push through and hit TP. So solid work, and thanks for the heads up right there, Patrick. If you guys caught it, you know, we all entered late and it went straight to TP right after. This is what's good about our community here, guys, because like the thing is, we're always like confirming things for each other, right? It's not just me doing everything here. I mean, I'm doing most of the stuff here, analyzing and confirming, but you know, we have other people in here like Patrick who can give us, you know, a heads up, like, hey, Sean, there's probably going to be something there that you missed, and we can make a late entry. So this late entry played out perfect. There was some slippage there, but it is what it is. I'll take another picture of my total profits real quick. I mean, today's great. It's playing out just like we anticipated. So yesterday I told you guys, you know, just be patient for a better trading day. And that better trading day is now here. All right, so here are my total profits. Right there. As we wait for more trades here, I'm just going to take screenshots of all my profits again. Calton's sitting pretty nice. So we had a pretty heavy profitable day today. 735 right now. It's waiting for another entry to come. You know, as I mentioned, guys, variation V1s and SR rejection is literally all you need. So if you guys just apply these pretty much all day, because the thing is, when the market's going sideways, it's fine. You look for SR rejections. If the market's moving directional, you look for V1s. That's literally it. You know, my goal this whole time was to make things as simple as possible. So it's really hard to screw this up. If you guys could just focus on mastering these two strategies, I mean, you guys should be pretty solid. I know we have other strategies, but this probably takes like the least amount of work. All right, so I'm happy now because I recovered that stupid loss. I hate seeing red on my screen, but the thing is, I knew that red on my screen wasn't my fault. I mean, technically it was because I FOMO'd into the trade, but it was due to a lot of slippage. So, all right. Yeah, so that win covered my MFF from earlier. So not bad. I mean, these are my first official trades for the week. All right, my personal account is back as well. Perfect. All right, so I'm happy now. I don't have to look at that messed up profit. There's no profits here. I mean, there's no trades to take at the moment. It's still kind of bouncing around. Let me go and just post these up real quick. Man, I got so many accounts, crazy. So the one thing that I heard from a lot of people before is that it's impossible to copy your accounts. I mean, it is hard because you do get some slippage, but I'm showing you guys here. This is a clear example that I'm copying to how many accounts here. I'm copying I have one main account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6, technically 7 total accounts that are copying, and they still copy perfectly fine, right? I mean, there's going to be slippage here and there, but for the most part, it works fine. So, I was kind of worried at the beginning to add on more accounts because I was worried it wouldn't be able to copy properly. But there's going to be some days where it works well, some days where it doesn't. You just have to understand when it doesn't work well, you should probably just sit out of the market or turn off your copier. So today's actually working okay. There was some slippage, but you can't avoid that stuff. Here's my main account. I locked in 770, total profit of 2,970. Here's my second FTMO, locked in 570, obviously some slippage there. I locked in 770 off this one, 570 here, slippage of $200, total profit of 2,770. Here's my TFF account, some slippage there too. Locked in 600, total profit of 3,453. Here is my MFF number one. I locked in 760. Total profit, which should have been 1,000. So since it hit my TP, should have been 1,000, but obviously some slippage hit here. No biggie. Total profit is 3,220. Next from here, there's a possible SR rejection here. So the wick on top was a little too big, so I wouldn't have taken that one there. But I mean, it did hit full TP. Like it literally went straight to full TP. So nice catch right there, Maria. If you caught it, great. If not, it's okay. The wick on top was just a little too big. I mean, it's probably about the same size, 60 pips. Yeah, I guess this could have been an okay trade. Like it would have fit the criteria, like just barely, because the wick was 60 pips or 50 pips and the body was about the same. Yeah, exactly. Patrick said body again too. Two seem to be aligning well today. Yeah, exactly. No, definitely. So again, right here, it was a double entry and it was a V1 plus an SR rejection. So like I mentioned earlier today, guys, if you guys are new here, if you guys are just joining, if you guys want to join Kodi Kai Trades and have access to these indicators, you can do it. Just join on the website, kodikaitrades.com. This is where you would sign up. But what I was mentioning earlier, my main focus on the masterclass, if you guys are already members, it's fine. You guys are gonna have access to it. But for the new members here, we might be changing the process. Instead of having like a monthly access to Kodi Kai Trades, we're probably going to change it to just yearly, because I want people to actually put in the work. Well, whoever's on the monthly already, you guys are fine. But I want someone to have, like, whoever signs up moving forward to have access to, all the indicators and strategies for a year so that you can progress. Because the thing with trading is that there's a lot of ups and downs. You guys cannot be like the best trader, like ever within a month of trading, right? You have to trade for at least a couple months. So I'm going to remove the monthly option, and only the serious people who want to learn this will have access to it. And I'll be working with you guys for like a whole year, pretty much mastering those two strategies so that you guys can be profitable. Because if you guys keep practicing the same strategy for month after month after month, you're going to master it at some point. The problem is I have so many strategies available that people keep jumping from strategy to strategy and they never really master anything. So that's going to be my goal. I'm going to focus on just these two strategies. I'm going to be drilling it down on everybody, make sure everyone's super profitable every day. And, it's going to work out for both of us. It's going to be a win-win, because since I'm going to be teaching you guys it pretty much every day, I'm going to be relearning it myself every day. So it's just going to get better. It's just like every other strategy that we applied here within Kodi Kai Trades. The mentoring sessions help me just as much as it helps you guys, because it just reinforces my knowledge and it makes trading a lot easier for all of us. So, all right, price is coming down right here. Trend meter is now blue, so there's not going to be any SR rejection entries for us to take at the moment. Once it turns red, we can look for some sells. But at the moment, there's nothing for us to take right here. I forgot what I was looking at here. I was finishing up on the profits. So my Let me just go over them again. FTMO 770, total profit of 2,900. Second FTMO 570, some slippage there, 2,700 profit. This is my TFF locked in 600, 3,400 profit there total. MFF over here, 760, total profit 3,200. My second MFF, same thing, total profit 3,300. Third MFF, this one I didn't have any losses. Locked in 760 off that, total profit of 3,430. And then also lastly, my personal account, total profit of 42, 12 profit off that account. So pretty solid. I mean, nothing crazy, but solid profits. I think we have some more profits here as well. We got Dejan over here locked in a total profit of 78 for the day. Nice work, Dejan. We have Patrick over here, total profit of 2,541. Great work, Patrick. Dejan said, in the car doing classwork before class, making profits. Nice. Now, so Dejan's trading off his phone right now. Solid. So nice work. Yeah, DNA fingerprinting. Is that a class? Sean's pretty interesting. DNA fingerprinting. Melvin over here with some more profits as well. Currently up 4,510. Great work, Melvin. And you're killing it. All you guys here are doing pretty good today. So if a lot of you guys just sat out the day yesterday and just came back today, I mean, you guys are doing pretty good so far. You go and copy this over real quick. So we got a lot of profits here to post up. Let me just post that up right there. And then I got some more down here as well. All right, so there's still nothing for us to take right here. There's no V1s, no SR rejections. But today was a clear example to show you guys that you just need one or two strategies and you guys can do pretty well. The only reason I added on the V1 was because the market is starting to move directional. So we need to have a directional strategy to apply as well. The SR works pretty much good all year round. So even when the market slows down, you can apply the SR rejection strategy. The main thing that you want to focus on is identifying market structure, right? So as you guys can see over here, I've drawn it up on the clean chart. Market structure is still bullish. Even though it looks like price is kind of ranging, realistically, it is bullish because it hasn't come back down to opening price yet. So unless price comes back down to this area right here, it's going to be considered bullish for the day because it's going to close bullish. However, if price does come back to that area, price will be considered to be ranging and in consolidation. So this is the key area here. As long as price stays above opening price right here, then it's gonna be considered bullish because price faked out to the bottom here, pushed up, retraced, pushed up, retraced, pushed up, retraced, pushed back up even further, now retracing again. And if it continues to push up higher, it's just gonna push right back up, right? Once it reaches 8 o'clock, we're gonna go into consolidation. Around 9 to 10, mid-market reversal from there. So let's keep an eye out for that. I mean, key area to look out for is going to be opening price. That's going to be the main thing to look out for. Price can come back and retest any of these areas, but the main thing you want to look out for is opening price because price broke up above it right here and has not come down since. So since this candle right here, price is pushed out about an hour and 12 minutes, still hasn't come back. Not sure if Rick's still in your back to open entry, but looks like he might be into some profit right now. Another solid profit off of that. And I should have just not followed into that move earlier. That's all good. It is what it is. Sometimes you just flow with the trades. Like if you see something coming, it's easy to just flow with it. All right, we got another zone right here. It's actually a pretty solid day because we have a lot of zones here. Like the zones just keep coming up. And there's actually a lot of movement here. This is the good thing about like us going into a recession. Once we go deeper and deeper into the recession, we're going to have a lot more volatility. So that's going to be perfect for you because you could trade any conditions, right? A lot of people, they can only trade one or two. Like a lot of people know how to trade when market's trading super heavy, or people know how to trade when market is super volatile. For us, we can trade in all conditions because we have the V1 for directional movements and trending markets. And then we have the SR rejection for ranging consolidation markets. So it doesn't matter what the market throws at us. As long as you master those two strategies, I mean, you guys can be profitable all year round. What else do I have to do here? I'm just going to copy this over. Send them to the next group. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If you guys haven't been attending what's called? If you guys haven't been attending the mentoring sessions, guys, it's probably a good idea that you guys do because I'm going to be really drilling down on these strategies. If you guys sat in on the last mentoring session, that was the first session that we actually really went deep, like took a deep dive into it. And that's probably what we're going to be focusing on the most until I finish up the new masterclass or whatever course I plan on revamping. All right, so if there's anything else right here, let me see. Question from B. V's asking, hey, Sean, did you get a payout for TFF? Yeah, yes, I did. So I got my first payout this week. They're all right. I mean, they're the same as, they're like kind of similar to MFF. They pay out on time. They're, I mean, they're all right. I have nothing bad. I don't have anything bad to say about TFF yet, but I can't recommend them yet. I got to get consistent payouts because I don't know if it's going to be consistent or not. That's why I haven't opened up another account because you can technically have 600K with them. I just have one account with them right now. So I'm going to wait and see how they play out, over the next couple of months or so. Also have to create a new account anyway, so it's not going to be a big, it sucks because I just got that account and I have to, they're not letting me change my email. So I have to. Is it 600? It might be 400. I might be wrong, B. So yeah, you might be right. I haven't really looked into it. Patricia might know. Patricia, are you here? Yeah, if you can chime in. And I don't know what the max allocation is for TFF. I only have one account with them, so I can't really say. But you might be right, B. It's probably 400K. I'm probably mixing it up with MFF. Gosh, okay, yeah, it's probably 400K. That makes more sense. So yeah, once I get like a couple payouts from TFF, then I will I'll add another account on, but I have to create new accounts anyway. So I'm just gonna milk these accounts probably up until the end of the year. And then I'll probably start the new year fresh with brand new accounts, or I don't know, maybe towards the end of the year during the holidays when the market slows down and they have specials. I will probably I'll probably just buy my accounts then. Perfect. Thanks, Patricia. Yeah, Patricia said 400K is that max allocation. So probably by the end of the year or next year, I'll probably just dump this account. I'll do some YOLO trades, during NFP. And then I will start brand new challenges for FTMO and TFF with my new email. If you guys have tried to email me at my old email, it no longer works. So this is what I needed to do to fix it. So my old email is no longer working. It's now Sean at CodiKaiTrades.com. KT Trades no longer working. Oh, fuck, I missed the trade here. There was yeah, you're right, Alex. There's a possible SR right here. I was looking at it. I was trying to see if I was missing anything. The only thing that I was kind of worried about was the trend meter here because it was kind of changing between blue and green. When it closed, it actually did close green. So there was an SR rejection entry right here. Alex did identify that properly. It's too late to enter right now. I don't want to enter it late because of yeah. And Patrick said he didn't like where the price was sitting in pivots. Yeah, same here, Patrick. But it did hit full TP right there. So if you took it, Alex, great. Good call on that one. You did identify that properly. Wick rejection off the structure, moderate green candle. Trend meter was green. The only hard part right here was the pivots. So I know the pivots aren't a set in stone requirement, but they are they are a secondary requirement that do play a big role as to like where price is likely to go. If price was if this entry was like up here, then great. I'll expect it to keep pushing up. But price was like right at the pivot right there. So if you took that trade, Alex, hopefully you pulled out in profit already, because you can see here that price is starting to swing back around pretty heavily. It's another reason why I didn't enter late, because I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. The trend meter here is changing between blue and green, so it's not very solid. Looks like it's attempting to make its way back down to opening price. All right, so I'm still looking for price to come back down, but it might just continue pushing up higher. This might be another entry here, actually. I think the candle might be too big, though. Yeah, so nothing right there. Nothing right here. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. Let me add up my profits so far. I'm just going to add it up from here. It's easier to see. So my profit so far for the day is 29.70 plus 27.70 plus 42.20. I'm just gonna round it 42. I'm not gonna put the decimals. Actually, I guess we can add the decimals, because I do have for the TFF down there 32.20 plus 33.40 plus 34.30 plus 34.53.44. So this is how much profit I made today so far. Pretty solid profit, right? And this is just taking a couple of trades. Actually, today wasn't a couple of trades. It was a lot of trades. There's one FOMO trade here. These are pre-market. So basically we made half of the profit today. So in total, I made, X amount, but on the live only. So this is basically total. If I divide this by 2, this is how much I technically made today on the live session. So total 19,000 just on the live, because I only took 2 trades here with you guys, this one and this one down here. My total profit for that would be 9,612, which is still good, right? I can't complain about making 9,000 in like 30 minutes or an hour. As long as you guys can focus for that much time, you guys can see what's possible. All right, so no entry right here. Or actually, let me see. It's kind of like, it's like on the dot again, because it's like the candle's a little bigger. Just gonna sit out on this one. Let me check sentiment real quick. Sentiment is 60% long. I just want to take a look at what the overall bias is again today, because the thing is, it might be shifting, but I want to confirm. 118 points. 4 hours still bearish. 1 hour still neutral. 30 minutes bullish. 15-minute is neutral. So it might be shifting. It looks like it is shifting slightly. 10 minutes also neutral. Back to the 1 minute. So let's see. Probably could make a late entry here. Oh, it's too late. It's too late to make the entry at that point. See how far it pushes up from here. Yeah. I'm looking at that next one right here, Madhu. Yeah, the second one, right? Possible entry off that one. No. Yeah, that candle doesn't look too solid. I mean, it could have been, but it doesn't look too solid right there. We got about 2 seconds left on that candle right there. Yeah, it's not looking like it. Maybe this one over here. No. The market's just moving a little too volatile right now. It's moving kind of crazy all over the place. So it's kind of tough to catch these moves here as price bounces around. You gotta like really be watching it. So possibly this right here, but I kind of don't like the volatility in the market right now. It's moving a little too quick. I mean, we'll follow it. We'll see if we get something here. It's getting close to 757 right now. So let's watch it. Yeah, Medusa said market seems to be playing a bit, going to lock in my profits. Yeah, that's probably the best decision to do right now. So I don't think I'm going to be looking for any more trades today, guys. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. It's like kind of pushing at this point. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I think this might be it for today. Yeah, Patrick said, yep, I'm out. Thanks, Sean. Definitely, Patrick. We'll see you here tomorrow. Yeah, this thing is just moving too choppy. You can see how price is kind of moving blocky all over the place. It's not necessarily the best market to trade, and you don't want to throw away your profits after everything you made today. So, all right, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, feel free to put your questions in the Telegram. I'll be around for a little bit. And if you guys want to email me, you guys can do that as well. But for now, I think this is probably the best time to just wrap it up because the market is starting to move a bit erratic. But yeah, I don't see any other questions, guys. So I think that's about it. We'll wrap this up. We'll be back here, same place, same time tomorrow. Let me check the news for tomorrow as well to see if there's anything else here to look out for. Tomorrow is Thursday, October 13th. We have some more inflation news at 5:30 pre-market. This is going to be good too. So this might be the same situation as today. We might get, we might get a drop and then correction back up, or push up and then correction back down. And then we have natural gas storage at 7:30. Crude oil inventories at 8 o'clock. So a couple of news events tomorrow, not a lot, but just enough. And then some more inflation news on Friday as well. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up for the day. As you can see, the market is not moving very directional anymore. It's kind of just stuck down this middle going sideways. So what I would say is to conserve your profits and come back tomorrow for a new trading day. You can see the market was not directional at all, but we still made a lot of profits in both directions. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning, and I'll see you.